Hi everyone, welcome to the Sunday sessions. These are the unscripted videos where I just talk about subjects related to either karate or the martial arts in general, where I just pick a topic and I discuss it. We look at things that I think we in particularly karate are doing well and where we can advance those things, and also those things that we're not doing so well on and that perhaps we need to look at reevaluating. So in today's video what we're going to be discussing is the kind of scariest sentence for instructors, but also the best sentence, and that sentence is "I don't know," followed up with "but I will find out for you." So as an instructor you are fallible, you are a human being, you do not know everything. If you think you know everything, you're wrong, and you need to take a look hard at yourself. So it is perfectly natural as an instructor for a student to come to you and to say, "This is the question that I have, why do we do this? Why do you do that over that? Why do you want me to do this?" And generally speaking, we should have answers within the broad scope of our practice. Why do you want me to punch this way instead of that way? Well, if you punch that way, you're going to injure yourself. Why do you want me to grab him here instead of here? Well, because of the lead up that we've done, this is an easier grip to facilitate. But there's no, if you end up in that position, there's no reason not to grab there. It's just generally easier to take this hold. Things like that. The trouble comes when students ask us questions that we don't know the answer to, and rather than admitting that we don't know the answer to them and using it as a learning experience both for us and the student, we try and invent the answer. So it's generally my opinion that a lot of the bunkai we have, I say we, I don't mean we, a lot of the bunkai the 3K clubs have comes out of a fear of instructors not wanting to say "I don't know." So, what's this movement? Well, you can't say that you don't know, so you're going to take an attack that you do know, a straight, oizuki stepping punch, and you're going to say, okay, well, this is a block for the oizuki. You're blocking the oizuki with an outside to inside block here. Oh, well, what's this other hand for? You can't say "I don't know," so you say it's guarding my head. It's there in case he follows up. And this is where we get a lot of the absolute nonsense that kind of comes out of some of the more modern tradition schools that are out there. What we actually need to do is, when we're asked hard questions, we need to admit that we don't know the answers to everything, and we need to discuss with our students, where are we going to go from here, how are we going to find the answer, what's the best route to take. So this isn't necessarily going to mean that you have to learn that answer. It would be good for you to learn that answer, even if just so you can tell people, but you don't necessarily need to, in the sense of practical skills, learn exactly how to do it and all the minutiae of it. So, as an example, if someone comes to you with some in-depth questions about throwing techniques, now we do a small set of throwing techniques as part of our syllabus. I'm by no means an expert at a wider range of the throwing techniques. I'm quite good at the ones that we do, but beyond that, there are far more skilled people out there. So if someone comes to me and they say, okay, well, I really want to dive deep into this technique. This is the throw that I really love this throw. It's not part of the syllabus, but I want to learn it. I want to do it. I want to do it loads. I love it. I want to do it loads. I want to get really involved in it. I want to master level this throw. So I've got two options as an instructor. I can go, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I know that throw. I can do that throw until the cows come home and then some, son. So you and me, we're going to go through that throw. I'm going to throw you, you're going to throw me. We're going to be thrown all day and all night. You're going to learn that throw amazingly. You're going to be the best at that throw. And that person's not going to learn that throw. That person's going to end up terrible at that throw, and that person's possibly going to end up resenting me because I've ruined that learning opportunity for them. The other option I have is go, that's fine, it's not a throw that we have in the syllabus, and it's not a throw I know a huge amount about. But these are the local judo clubs, these are the local jiu-jitsu clubs, there's an Aikido club here. These people are likely to know much more about this throw. Why don't we together approach some of these people and say, look, this is a specific area of interest that we have within our wider karate practice that you guys are specialists in. Can we arrange perhaps a seminar on this throw? Could we arrange a couple of private lessons over the course of the next couple of months to dig deep into this throw and learn it a bit better? Or the person, if they're at a high enough grade where they're not in the chasing two rabbits stage, they're at a level of skill with the more striking focus that karate obviously has, but they're at a level with that where learning something else isn't going to detract too much from that. It might even be worth suggesting that they start cross-training. If that's what you want to do, if throwing is the thing that really does it for you and that's what you want to learn on top of your karate, absolutely go and cross-train in judo, for example. And really dig deep down into the competitive, consensual and big throwing element of it. And the person's going to learn a lot more that way through me admitting my own fallibility and the gaps in my own knowledge than they ever would if I just tried to invent the answer for them. So I think the main reason that we don't see this very often in the martial arts is there is quite a lot of ego around the position of the instructor, particularly in Eastern martial arts. I've not really seen it as much in kind of boxing and wrestling. It's very much more kind of ingrained in the Eastern martial arts, and more so definitely the kind of traditional judo, where there's a clear sport focus. There is much less of that kind of I am the man at the top and you must obey everything I say and never question it. There's a lot more, actually I don't know that, but we've got 7 coaches here, I'm sure one of them will, kind of thing in the competitive judo side of it. So I think that kind of I am the Grand Master and I am an unquestionable authority, and unquestioning quite often, I'm an unquestionable authority, that kind of attitude to the position of instructor, makes instructors think that they do know the answer if they don't, or if they're less secure in themselves, makes them think that they can never admit that they don't know an answer. But it also puts students in a position where they begin to believe that the instructor is this unquestionable, all-knowing authority, and that therefore they shouldn't ask questions, and if the answer that the instructor gives them doesn't make sense, it's obviously because they just don't understand it. It's not because the instructor's answer is complete gibberish that he's pulled out of his backside. It's actually that I, as the student, I'm just not advanced enough to know that information yet. I'm not advanced enough to understand what it is he's saying yet. If I train hard and diligently and stop asking him questions, I will learn all these things. So, for instructors who are in that position, most of them probably aren't going to be watching this, so it's probably not worth addressing them, but I'm going to anyway. But B, even if they are watching this, they probably don't think that it applies to them. If you truly and honestly believe that you are an all-knowing, unquestionable authority on something, then me sitting on the internet saying you're not isn't going to get through to you. If you're watching this and you're in a position where you're thinking, sometimes my students ask me really difficult questions and I don't know the answers to them and I'm not sure what to do, you are mainly the person this video is for. If you're in that position and your students sometimes ask you hard questions, A, that's fantastic. Encourage that as much as you can, because they will learn much more and you will learn much more. So have them ask you as many questions as you can and as difficult a question as they can think of. B, if people are asking you those questions, use that as an opportunity. Take those questions, find out the answers, make yourself better, and then help that student properly in the way that they deserve to be helped by a good instructor, a good coach, or a good teacher. If that requires you to tell them to go and ask someone else who will know more than you, tell them to go and ask that person who knows more than you. That is not a sign of poor quality teacher, that is a sign of an excellent quality teacher. If you are at a position as a teacher where you are aware that there are people who know more about other subjects than you, and those are the people that people should be asking, and you are secure enough in your teaching to signpost people onto them, or arrange for those people to come into your club and teach your students things, that is where you need to be as a teacher. Okay? So, when students ask you questions that you don't know the answer to, the most important sentence for you to learn is, I don't know, but I will find out for you, or we will find out together. So this has been the Sunday sessions. I'm Rob O'Neill, Modern Combat Karate. This one turned into a little bit of a weird rant about instructor quality, but I'm happy with it. I stand behind a lot of what I've just said, and I honestly do think that as instructors we should be doing the most that we can to develop our students, and if that includes bringing people in who know more than us about certain things, that's absolutely what we should be doing. So I'll see you next Sunday for another Sunday sessions. Have a lovely week, everyone. Take care. Bye.